It is going on for 24 minutes after 7 on the Sunday morning. But very nice to be here on a Sunday with my new buddy, Nhlanhla Sehume. Yeah, but very interesting stuff coming up now. Yeah.
Yes, Yuveka, now here's something you didn't know. Mathematics and numbers can be used to tell us more about ourselves. Well, at least that's what the book, The Human Pin Code, claims.
It says the analytical tool can be used to determine anything from personality to what 2019 may have in store for you. The question is, do you really want to know?
Yeah. Well, to tell us more, author Douglas Forbes is here to break it down for us. Welcome to the show, Douglas.
Morning. Thank you. Thanks for having me.
So just tell us, the Human Pin Code, what is it all about?
The Human Pin Code is a mathematical formula that is, I take your birthday, so it's got nothing to do with numerology at all, but I take the numbers, your birthday, put it into a matrix, and this is a system I devised in South Africa, by the way, so it's good for South Africa. It's all over the world. I have an institute in Istanbul, been there 44 times already. Part of the book is already in university in Australia, throughout Australia, and it's about taking your birthday and then putting it into a matrix, and this is where the magic happens. I don't use numbers. I take a file, and there's 9 rows of files, and I take the first one second because you get broken down into 9 numbers, and then I take that out, put the energy from each one, pile it up, and I can tell you all about you.
So there's no crystal ball, there's no smoke and mirrors, it's a proper scientific
I teach it to university students, especially in Istanbul, and they go and they work. Now this has a funny thing to it, because once they get in and they understand how the dynamics works of the PIN code, then they think that they are now psychic, by the way, because they kind of see things with people and your cycles and where you are and where you're going to go. But it's not like fortune telling you're going to meet a tall, dark, handsome stranger.
Well, I did this morning. You see, I did. But
I need your birthday, then I can work out.
Okay, well, he's going to be, Nhlanhla's going to be.
I'm going to be your guinea pig.
Okay, but I've got to. I want to tell you, I brought this because 2 weeks ago, this popped into my email, and it's a young man. He was 18 at the time. He got hold of a book. He's from Cape Town. He lives in. Oh, you can work it out.
Okay.
See his name.
Do you want us to read that? Do you want to pass it?
Will you read that? And that's kind of like a testimonial for somebody who's never met me.
Yeah.
Okay.
I've never met them, and. Will you read it?
Should I read it? Okay. Must I read his name also?
Yes,
Okay.
I'm
Is
sure
it
you'd like to know
Desmond?
that.
Desmond Gallant? Am I right? It says, damn, this book is awesome. I've done my own thingy, and basically everybody, I randomly ask people on a daily basis what their DOB. What's DOB?
Date of birth.
Oh, date of birth, okay, is, and just automatically analyze them silently in my mind. I suppose it helps for like dating if you need to. I've been doing this for half a year now, and I've gotten a whole lot better than what I was in the beginning, which was kind of surprising and unexpected. Besides thanking you immensely, I want you to give me a proper analysis. I'm so confusing, and I'm confused. Now, I'm confused as well. And if you reply, then maybe do a synergy, please. Thank you for creating this PIN code, by the way. It was really helpful. A boy in Cape Town entering a 5-year cycle.
Yeah.
So that's somebody completely random who you haven't met.
What, do you see his birthday?
28th Jan 2000. Wow, okay.
He mentions the aspect of synergy, and you also mention it in your book.
I
What's
can take
that
you
about?
and your wife, put you together, and tell you how that you react.
Ooh, I'm glad you are his guinea pig this morning. So, do you want to show us? Should we get into it for people who want to know how this thing works?
Yeah.
Yes, let's have it.
I don't even want to hear your date of birth, because it's probably like 10 years after mine. But he's going to give you his date of birth. But this is very interesting. So while you're logging on there, Douglas, I mean, what are some of the things that you can let people know about their futures? I mean,
Well,
what are some of the details you can go into?
You know, let me break it down for you.
Yeah.
We've got 9 lives, like a cat.
Yeah.
So in your first life, up to 9, you are on your first cycle, and you will be doing that, you know, learning to speak, getting yourself out into the world. The second cycle, 9 to 18, is into, and now we use elements, which is a water cycle. That's why teenagers get into gangs and go down and get depressed. And then I would say when they're kind of getting towards the end, or they don't really, not doing well with it, You'll get your third cycle 18. This is when you bounce out your life and you're going to go and everything just works for you. And what you do is you normally go out, the teenagers now go to university.
Yeah.
They join a left-wing movement that's going to fight the right-wing establishment. That is about 36 years. And when they get to 36, they establishment fighting the children.
Okay,
in the
so
third phase.
all the cycles. Okay.
So 27 changes about your job, where you're going to do, upliftment, where to go, how it works. And then fifth phase, and which he's going to into his, what did he say?
He's entering a 5-year cycle.
A 5-year cycle.
Yeah.
Says in a 5-year, and if I take his birthday 2, 5, he's in a 7, he's going to be very subdued this year. So I'm doing the quick maths for you both.
Well, let's get into it. We have just enough time for you to tell us
Now,
what's
what
in the
I'm very
transaction
interested in
future. I hope the whole family is
career
watching.
prospects have to
Oh,
hold.
we can do that, because what this does, and there's one of the universities in Istanbul.
Okay, so I'm going to leave you two guys to it. You ask him for whatever details you
what
need.
it does for the children is, I get a lot of parents coming to me and saying, my child's got to do choices for subjects. I forgot. Hang on, I don't need that.
Well, this is very
I'm
fascinating.
going,
So anyone can do this. If I
think
bought your book,
Yeah.
if I had a read, Douglas, I would be able to do this for people that I meet, for myself. So how often would you need to do
Is
this?
it unique?
I mean,
to just-
I did this because this was like out of the blue, and I was amazed because, the children in Istanbul, 15, 16, 17, get it like this. And the parents say, teach me. See? But, I mean, if you look at all these talent programs, can I mention?
Just some,
Yeah.
The Voice,
Okay.
X Factor,
Idols, all of those things.
all those. Have you seen how
They
young
want to
they
know.
are?
Yeah.
Are you not getting nervous?
Very
Okay,
nervous.
we're running out of time for us to actually so do you guys want to get started? Do you want his details, Douglas?
I'm going to tell you a bit about South Africa and the world.
Or you want to do
quickly
South
as well.
Africa first? Okay.
Okay.
What date do you put in for South Africa's date of birth?
The 27th of April,
Oh, you do that.
1994.
Okay.
And in South Africa, with the elections coming, I'm sure everybody will want to
Tell us, because you've got to do South Africa, and then you've got to tell us
And
about
then, What about Donald Trump?
friend.
Everybody wants to know about Donald Trump.
I want to know about him.
Okay.
Okay, so we'll do South Africa, and then he'll give you his date of
Right.
birth.
Cyril Ramaphosa's got a brilliant pin code to lead.
Okay.
Yeah.
He's a natural leader. But he's got an aspect in his pin code which I call the chameleon.
Oh.
So he can pop up and change his personality, and people say, oh, he's not being true and he's doing that, and he knows what he's doing. Then,
Interesting.
by the way, he's got the same pin code as the president of Turkey.
Oh.
So I've had a lot of experience on the pin code. And, I mean, he will literally dig South Africa out of a hole. So I'm not advocating.
But it's what you're seeing. Yeah, it's not your opinion.
He's
Yeah.
really the one person that you want to...
Crossing our fingers. Yeah.
Now, he can pop up anywhere, change the color of the chameleon, and deal with people like that. And what he does is confusing to other people until you see the result. And that's why people really need to get behind him, because he's a great leader.
But you know what worries me about that now is which is the real him if he's a chameleon.
Exactly.
Which
No,
one?
no,
Which,
exactly.
which
No, no.
one do I believe?
No. What you need to believe is the result, not what's going on.
Okay.
Judge a person when the results are there.
Okay,
And
okay.
you will see the results after May. This country is going to be unbelievably. Now, while Jacob Zuma was in power, and I was on TV, another TV show, and he was coming into power, and I said, oh, goodbye, South Africa, you're in for a lot of trouble. And this was live TV. So
And you
they
warned
couldn't-
us, hey?
Yeah, and they
Okay.
couldn't stop it.
We couldn't
I
stop
said,
it,
you're
yeah.
in for because it's going to go there and here and there, and you won't know where you are, and we're going to be in devastation.
So it's looking positive from your side. Now, I want to know about this man. Take his details. Everybody here wants to know.
By
right,
the way,
so
the tweet,
Should I give you my details?
it's
Are
going
you
to take
ready?
9 years for Cyril Ramaphosa to get the country right.
Okay.
Sure.
But we will come right.
We've suffered for 9. We can do another 9. Okay, so Nhlahla's going to give you his details. Do you want his date of birth?
Come on. Let me take my book.
Okay, he's going to
There you
use
go.
the book. He's going to do this
Yeah.
manually.
And the
What is your
computer-
date of birth, by the way,
the
while he's working that out?
Year of birth, 1988.
Oh, my God. It's more than 10 years. It's more than 10 years. Thank God we're not doing mine.
Give me your birthday.
So it's the 7th of February, 1988.
Your birthday's coming up.
It's coming up next week.
There'll be cake, guys. Let's just tell the floor. There'll be cake coming up next weekend. Yeah.
Along
I'm
with
very
me.
interested in what the career prospects.
1988.
1988.
Right, this will take me a minute because I have to do it this way and then get it into a program.
Okay, so you want to know about Korea?
Yeah, I want to know
Well,
about...
love, you're fine because, I mean, wife and
career,
3 kids, you're okay now, you're
I
sorted.
want to know about the career. But I think what I also want to find out from you, are you finding that people are a bit skeptical about this methodology?
Not anymore. They used to be in the beginning when the book came out, because when the book came out, when it became bestseller, became Sunday Times bestseller. As I said, it's printed. My 3rd book is in its 9th imprint in Turkey.
Wow.
Just come out.
Okay, so you need a
let's
minute
have
to
look.
work that
1,
out.
2, 3, 4, no, 5.
Are you able to explain to us what you're doing while you're doing that?
I'm taking all his numbers.
Yeah, you can do it while you're doing it. We've seen it, so you
Where's
don't
the
run out
camera?
of time.
Where's the
That one. There you go. Yeah. So you're taking all the numbers. Explain to us as you go along if
that's
you're able to.
Istanbul. I brought this pet so that nobody confuse I'm advertising for anybody.
Okay.
And then, so I put you into a matrix.
Okay.
Okay, 7. I draw you down to one single number.
Mm-hmm.
So you are a 72886 911. Great speaker.
Well, that we
You-
know.
wow.
I mean, listen to that voice.
We love.
It's a
we love-
no-brainer.
People love listening. You've got 2 sides to your personality. When people see you,
Yes.
they kind of think, no, there's nothing wrong. They kind of think you're very quiet and very reserved and very private and, leave me alone
Yeah.
and kind of
Yeah.
push it away there.
That's what you get.
But that's kind of a facade.
Ah.
Because once they get into your space and you allow them in, how do you start talking and talk and talk? Because you enjoy it and you trust people. You've got a lovely voice, by the way.
Yeah, he does.
Thank you.
Oh,
He really
thank you.
does.
People love
So who
him.
are you really, man? Who's underneath all
No,
of
no,
that?
he's a
Tell me.
really... No, I'm going to
gonna
tell
tell
you
me.
something, because this will tell me. 1, 2... When your mother was pregnant, she wanted a boy and she got one.
Wow.
She got what
I
you
hope
want.
she's watching.
Yeah. You're the gift that keeps on giving. Yeah.
You can get a little confused sometimes and kind of goes over your head, what we call a blonde moment, if I can say that. Or you can speak. When you were young, you used to reverse words, like spoonerism. You still do it. Like there's not a
true?
sky in the
Is
cloud.
that true?
Yes.
Wow.
There's not a sky in the cloud today.
He's spot
There's not a sky in the cloud. Okay. Do you do that? And you do it
He's
intentionally?
actually quite accurate. I do that sometimes.
Okay.
But
Yeah.
people kind of, while they're thinking, but they know what you mean.
Yes.
So it's not wrong. It's correct, but it's just the way you say it comes out.
Wow.
And can be fun, actually.
Yeah.
We were driving here, and I said to Rika, look, there's there was a red light dancing or flashing. I
Yeah.
said, look at that red light, look at that. Oh, I'm going to get it wrong, because I've also got a noun like him.
Okay.
Yeah.
Any surprises here before we let you go,
Yes.
Douglas? Is there anything that we need to know? I mean, is this any surprises in his future? Well, those that we can't tell live on air.
No. Next
Tell me
year,
about money.
next year you're going to make. Next
me
year
the
you're
money.
making changes in your life
Yes.
Good changes.
for the better, yeah. Because you're in that year of your career, and you need to make these changes.
Yes.
So you love studying, by the way.
Yes. I
You're
do.
always researching, and doing, and you're a perfectionist,
Yeah.
and you're very solid, down to earth, dependable, work hard. Now, you don't want yours.
Well, we're out of time, so we only have time to do one. And there's lots of things I don't want people to know about.
I know we want South Africa, and I just mentioned Donald
Yeah.
Trump.
Yeah, okay.
But I'm talking straight off his pin code.
Okay, a
History,
quick one.
history eventually will write the truth about what he did. He saved the world.
Did he?
Yes.
That's hard to believe.
But he's
very
got it. He's the 14th of June, so makes a 5. His mouth speaks before the brain's engaged. You see, that's
Well, you
his
often wonder if the brain is engaged at
No, no.
all, Douglas.
So, but
You know?
No. But when the mouth speaks, it's the truth. He always speaks the truth. He loves to look after the nation, but the politics and fighting, always trying to fight him, because on the way he speaks. But he's changed the world. He's stopped China. He's put China in their place. They would have taken over.
Interesting you say
But
that.
what we got to watch is the BRICS countries.
Yes.
are going to start
Follow suit.
uprising.
Wow, okay,
Not
isn't that
uprising, but
interesting?
and
And
yet, I said it wrong. Rising up. not
rising up.
uprising. Sorry.
Okay, well,
I got goosebumps just
I
listening
know.
to that.
I've got one thing for the public, please. I know they're going to not like this, or they think it's not going to happen, but gold is going to go crazy.
gold is going to
Gold
go
is
crazy.
Going to go crazy.
Gold is going to crazy in what way now?
In a
You
good
can't
way.
just say that and leave. How is gold going to go crazy?
You think it's a good price now? Well, when it was $250 that you got bottom base, the bottom price,
Yeah.
grab it.
Grab.
It went up to 1900, came and settled about 11, 12. It's rising up to 13. It'll go to $4,000.
4,000. Well, best all the Indian people take all
So
their
don't
gold
worry,
out.
don't worry about Bitcoin. Go and get
Tell all
gold.
my uncles and
But
aunties to get
gotta
their
be-
gold out.
It's
Yeah.
got to be Krugerrands.
Yes,
or
I know.
only
Have you seen an
Krugerrands.
Indian person's jewelry box?
Krugerrands.
Okay, thank you so much. That was fascinating,
thank
Douglas.
you.
I mean, very interesting. Donald Trump, you think the man just had verbal diarrhea,
Exactly.
but turns out that he actually has saved the world. And interesting stuff about you. We're going to chat about that
Yes.
in the break.
Yeah, well, that was author of The Human PIN Code, Douglas Forbes.
And still coming up, we're going to be talking about menstrual health.